gnarly one here, folks. Look at this thing. Oh, yeah. Look at that bright lemon yellow color. Perfect pheno. Look at that. Uncle Bocow in the building. It's, you know, I got some, it's some Monagote here. It's Manicotis. Unless you're Italian, then it's Monagote. And I'm mixed, okay? Let's cut this baby open. This pheno is so perfect. Oh, it's so hard. I might actually keep seeds from this. Wow. I don't want to break it, but I'll break half. Let's show you this. Look at that. Oh, very strong, very hot. Yeah. Look at that. But that pheno's perfect. This is the Yellow Reaper. Similar. Now there's 3 different Yellow Reapers I've seen. There's ones that are this bright yellow and they're bumpy and real gnarly looking. And then there's also one that's also bumpy, but they ripen. They look like this at first maybe, then they get a darker yellow and then pretty much turn a light orange color almost. So these are the ones that I grow every year. And I like all of them. I just like the color one for if I'm going to make a sauce that is, that I want it to be bright yellow or something like that. But otherwise, I can use any one of the 3 types of Yellow Reapers to make a sauce. We're going to go in with a solo bite at first. I'm Uncle Bocow. This is going to hurt.
Yeah, no, I can have that to you. I just have I'm opening up another main account because my parents are sending me the money.
Super freaking hot. Wow. I could kind of tell by looking at the placenta on this that it was going to be a burner. Holy mackerel. We're going to eat some with some food also. Wow. I don't know. It's hard to see. The seeds look kind of small on this one, but small seeds are not always a bad thing. That's a hot one, guys. Like I'm talking about, any yellow pods are usually not as hot as their red or their chocolate counterparts. I'm setting the seeds aside because I love the pheno on that, and so I may end up growing it out. But yeah, it's just that tuck and that stinger. All right, let's cut this up a little bit and try it with some food. Blazing hot. Slight citrus notes. Slight citrus notes. I'm gonna get the stuff on my hands, but here we go. Goes really good with this. Yellow pods can go in anything. Actually, red, almost any color. Whew. But usually with red sauce pasta, I love chocolate pods. There's the rest stuffed in there. And red pods with Italian food all day long, okay? If a yellow pod or orange pod is really citrusy, I'd rather have those with different kinds of foods than Italian food. But the Yellow Reaper is very neutral. It doesn't have strong citrus notes. It has some. It does have a yellow chinense flavor to it. My ear's burning bad. Wow, this thing is hot. I might save a piece to give to my coworker. She tried a Bohemian goat with me the other day. She loved it, but she got lit up. So, but this is phenomenal pepper. The smell of it. I've had people tell me that these This strain is actually a lemon reaper, but these are not really lemony, so I don't believe it. I just know that these are from a very good seed stock, and this is the same seed stock from 2021, and I actually have kept certain seeds and phenos to keep them looking like this. So, and I've been successful. Now hopefully nothing accidentally crosses, because I don't have any nets. You know, I don't isolate anything. I do buy isolated seeds for most things, but this one I have not. A big old chunk on there, huh? Oh, it's hot. Wow. I know I have a low tolerance, and I get pretty wrecked pretty easy, but that right there, a non-chili head would go into straight panic mode. Even a chili head, people that eat whole pods would respect this pepper. It's a hot one. Just picked it off the plant 5 minutes ago, and it was very hard and a lot of placenta. It's a burner for sure. Yeah. Wow. But it's great. I caught a cold last week, and so I've been under the weather and craving vitamin C and spice, and so I'm just starting to get a few right pods here and there, and so stay there, you son of a gun. So it's perfect timing. I actually have someone sending me some pods today. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to say this, that he is someone that crossed a couple of really good peppers, some of my favorites, 2 years ago. And I seen him actually eat one. So he maybe crossed it 3 years ago, but 2021 it was F1, and I watched him on his YouTube eat one, and I was just salivating. I'm like, man, when you get that, when you get that stabilized or whenever, I said I want one of those big time. And he had 2 crosses, but he's actually sending me, I think maybe one was a color brand, but he's sending me both, and I will be reviewing those pods within the next week. So you guys stay tuned. It's something I'm very excited about. I'm not going to give you any more hints besides that, but something that I was very excited about. And I'm glad that he remembered me. He actually sent me a message and kind of was updating me on everything, and I appreciate that so much. All right, I'm getting this stuff all over my hands, but good. What are you gonna do? Put it right on top, just like that. Whew. Wow, ear burn's intense, man. I can only chew on one side now. So with that being said, whatever side you chew on is where you get the ear burn. I used to chew this side my whole life. Maybe once in a while something, it wasn't even big, I chew this side a little bit. So I'm used to this ear burning, not this one, even though I've had it burn a few times, not many. Or if I chew it kind of evenly, I don't get an ear burn at all because it's distributed. But it's pretty cool, man. Ear burns are just wild. There's a lot of people that say they don't understand what I'm talking about. Trust me. The first real hot pepper that I ever ate was when I was 7. It was probably about 100,000 Scoville units. I mean, I know it's 100,000, give or take. You know, could be 90, could be 110. But I ate that whole pepper as a kid, and let me tell you something, both ears burn. And I think that's what freaked me out so much. I popped that thing in my mouth, started chewing it, and I was like, wow. And I just went into straight panic mode. Wow. But the flavor of the pepper and the feeling of the burn had me hooked. So since I was, and before that, before I was 7 years old, I mean, when I was 4, 5, 6, I was eating whatever you could give me. You know, pickled hot cherry peppers, you know, hot sauce, you know, Frank's Red Hot. I wasn't detecting no heat in that. Tabasco, a little bit of heat, but you know, that's all I could get my hands on. And then I found hotter peppers, and I was in love. And I've never been able to, you know, be in a pepper eating contest. I've never had this, been able to get my tolerance up. I just had a natural tolerance since I was a kid to be able to handle a little bit more spice than the average person. You know, it was a lot of times I'd eat food, I'd make food, and people couldn't eat it. They said it's too hot, they can't handle it. So I grew up always hoping that if I was cooking dinner, the people with me, you know, could actually eat what I was making. And so, yeah, that was my conundrum. All right, let's get into this last piece. How am I gonna do this? There we go. Beautiful pepper right there. I use these in a couple of different sauces, but one sauce in particular, and they are what brings an extra flavor and bring the heat up. Because I mix them with habanero and fatale, yellow naga, but this is where the heat comes from. These are hot. I would say they're probably about as hot as a ghost pepper, heat-wise. I wouldn't put them less. A lot of yellow pods, a lot of yellow super hots, they come in that, you know, 900,000 to 1.1, maybe 1.2 million Scoville. You don't see many go over that. You know, Tom Broom has got his killer yellow. He offered to give me one to eat the whole thing. And when we were out in Charlotte, and I chickened out, even though I wish I would have done it. But, you know, from what Johnny tells me, and I've seen somebody else eat one, that is the hottest yellow pot out now. It's not released yet to the public. As far as released peppers, the hottest yellow pot out there is the Yellow Fever. I don't know what that thing is tested at, but that thing is brutal. Now, the only thing with the Yellow Fever is it doesn't have a ton of citrusy notes and flavor to it. It makes a great powder. It's great for pepper eating contests. People sleep on it. They're like, oh, I got a yellow pot next. No, it will light you up. The first year that we did pod reviews, the Yellow Fever came in, and it made the list on my top 10 hottest peppers I've ever eaten list, which you're talking about Prima Tallys, Hellhammer, stuff like that. So it made that list, maybe number 9 or 10. But the Yellow Fever is freaking hot. This is not as hot as that, but it is hotter than a Yellow Naga, a Yellow Ghost, Yellow Scorpion. This is hotter than that. And there's other, you know, yellow super hots out there. They're just great peppers. But this one I think is up there. T-Rex Yellow. T-Rex Yellow is probably equal to this, but those got a pretty good burn too for a yellow pod. So Uncle Bull Cow, Yellow Reaper, it's the Bull Cow freaking loves you. Why?